This painting of a toadstool is by Sasha Viazmensky, Alexander Viazmensky, who lives in St. Petersburg. And it's of Amanita muscaria. When I first saw it, I thought, gosh, this is so big, much bigger than any Amanita I'd ever seen. But it was collected in Russia, and they seem to have very big fungi. And also, Sasha collects in California, and there again, he seems to collect the most enormous fungi. It was very important during the war, the Second World War, that fungi could be gathered. People kept their fungi sources very secret and hid their bicycles or their cars away from other people, other hunters. It's so large that I wrote to him and said, how much have you magnified it? And he replied, no, this is the size we grow in Russia. Now, it's probably the toadstool that most people would recognize. Sort of need a gnome sitting on it. It's hallucinogenic. There are two particular factors, ibotenic acid and muscinol. And they combine, and if you eat it cold, sliced, cooked raw, or boiled in water, and just drink the water, you will get a lift or a hallucination, or it could really be very unpleasant. It's not deadly poisonous, although I suppose if you ate a lot, you might be seriously ill. Now, it's got a very pronounced base here, and this is the veil. Now, all this is the remnants of the vulva, which has here, gathered on here, and then gradually splits away, and then there's bits left on the top here. Sasha has always used examples of plants that he finds with the fungus. So he will pick up maybe a bit of a pine needle or a green leaf, I mean, whatever he's interested in, he finds very good little strips of glass and sometimes other bits and pieces, which give his paintings of fungi a rather more distinctive look than many you'll find in books, because they're sort of so much part of the natural world, and that they're so weird that I think he exemplifies his paintings in that way. This, of course, is a watercolour, and so you've got this tiny little knob with peering, and then you've got that stage when the cap is all intact, and then you've got it breaking away, and then here you've got the mature, big, and rather flattened cap with a lovely scarlet colour. When I first met Sasha, he was not really very well known, and I felt it was a great pity. So at the time, my husband and I were involved with the Grand Hotel Europe. And I said to him, "You've done some wonderful prints. Let's frame them and put them in the passageways of the hotel, and it'll be as if you have a succession of galleries at your disposal." And he did this, and I hope that it helped him. Russians are mad about fungi, and I think that they must have been an attractive feature of the hotel. I felt so anyway. Being a botanist, one has these strange, not strange, but normal kind of interests. And I thought that his prints were very, very good. Anyway, eventually, he's been able to travel sometimes abroad, but always he has to get permission ahead. And so the important thing was to invite him early to an exhibition and probably send a personal letter to him, formal invitation, so that he could get to the States or to England, to London, in time, and to get permission in time. So I've had a long connection with him, and it's very fruitful. I've got quite a lot of his paintings, and they're particularly good. I think he's knowledgeable. He's really developed, and he's really changed a little bit since when I first met him. They were a bit more sketchy in those days, but now you can really identify the fungus from the toadstool. I think he's probably the most easily recognised artist for fungi in the world.